Washington, Keith Schiller, a former longtime aide and bodyguard to President Donald Trump, is set to be interviewed behind closed doors by the House Intelligence Committee as part of its probe into Russian meddling in the U.S. election, according to an official familiar with the panel's witness list. Schiller is a former New York City cop who has been at Trump's side for nearly 2 decades, following him into the White House, where he served as director of Oval Office operations. He left the position and the administration in September. He is among several witnesses the committee has recently added to its interview list, although the official did not identify others. Another official familiar with the committee's activities said subpoenas unrelated to the Russia probe will be issued by the panel this week, including to FBI Deputy Director Andrew McCabe. The official declined to describe exactly what those subpoenas will focus on or whether the committee is seeking documents or testimony from McCabe. On Thursday, the House panel is scheduled to meet privately with 2 witnesses, including Carter Page, a U.S. energy consultant listed by Trump during his presidential campaign as a foreign policy advisor. The panel is planning to release a transcript of that meeting 3 days after the hearing, said Emily Hyde, a spokeswoman for Rep. Michael Conaway, the Republican leading the panel's Russia probe. Page was part of a Trump campaign foreign policy advisory team that included George Papadopoulos, who pleaded guilty to charges of lying to investigators and is cooperating with special counsel Robert Mueller. The other witness is Ike Kavaladze, a Russian-born California businessman who attended a controversial meeting at Trump Tower in June 2016 between Donald Trump Jr. and a Russian lawyer, during the height of the presidential campaign. That 2016 meeting had been set on a pretext of providing the Trump campaign incriminating information about Democrat Hillary Clinton. Scott Balber, a lawyer who represents Kavaladze, said in July that Kavaladze was sent by his boss, Ara Zaglarov, to escort Russian lawyer Natalia Veselnitskaya to Fifth Avenue and act as her translator. However, Veselnitskaya already had a translator, who is regularly at her side at U.S. meetings. Among those also attending were Trump's son-in-law, Jared Kushner, now a senior White House advisor, Trump's then-campaign chairman Paul Manafort, and lobbyist and former Soviet counterintelligence officer Reinat Akhmetshin. Evan Vuchop. Kavaladze was the focus of a congressional inquiry in 2000 into alleged Russian money laundering through banks in California and New York, but was never charged. Controversy has also resurfaced over a salacious dossier compiled during the campaign about Trump. Fusion GPS, the investigative firm that prepared the dossier, said it paid former British intelligence officer Christopher Steele $168,000 in 2016 to gather information about Trump. Fusion GPS said Wednesday that it received $1.02 million in fees and expenses from a Washington, D.C., law firm, Perkins Coie LLP, which has acknowledged being retained by the campaign of Hillary Clinton and the Democratic National Committee. A conservative website, The Free Beacon, said it also paid Fusion for research on Trump and other Republican candidates. As disclosed to Congress, Perkins Coie paid Fusion GPS $1.02 million in fees and expenses for work performed in 2016, a statement Wednesday released by Fusion GPS said. Those expenses, Fusion paid Orbis Business Intelligence $168,000. Steele co-founded Orbis, a London private intelligence firm. Steele ended up producing a long list of unverified allegations about Trump, then still a candidate, as well as claims that Moscow possesses compromising information about Trump. Trump has denied the dossier's allegations. House Intelligence Chairman Devin Nunes, R. Califf, and Senate Judiciary Chairman Chuck Grassley, Iowa, are demanding answers on whether U.S. agencies relied on the unverified accusations to launch a spy investigation of Trump, including to obtain surveillance warrants. A former U.S. intelligence official, who spoke on the condition of anonymity, has told Bloomberg that the dossier didn't exist as a formal document when the FBI began its investigation in July 2016, and wouldn't have been used as the sole basis to obtain eavesdropping warrants from the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Court.